The cables of a suspension bridge are in the shape of a parabola. The towers supporting the cables are 400 feet apart and 100 feet tall. If the supporting cable that runs from tower to tower is only 30 feet from the road at its closest point, find the length of one of the vertical support cables that is 60 feet from the tower. Okay, to set this problem up, what we're going to do is we're going to use the x-axis as the road on the bridge, and we're going to have the y-axis as centered right in the middle at that lowest point where the cable is dropped down. So it looks like our center there would be 0, 30. So that means that our HK is 0, 30. And we know that the formula for a parabola as a conic section, if it's opening up, would be x minus h, the quantity squared, is equal to 4p times y minus k, where p is the focus value. Okay, so we know that h and k is 0, 30, so I can sub in h is 0, and I can sub in k is 30. All right, so in order to come up with the formula here, what we need to do is we need to figure out P, the focus. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the fact that we have one of the points on there, 200, 100. If it's 400 feet between the uprights of the bridge, that means that this point here would be 200, 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub in 200 for x, and I'm going to sub in 100 for y, and I would get 40,000 is equal to 4p times 70. I'm going to divide both sides by, or I'm going to multiply by 4 times 70, so I get 280p. Divide both sides by 280, and I'm going to get P is around 142.86. So that means if I multiply that by 4 that I have for my conic section formula, that I'm going to get the equation x squared is equal to 571.4 times y minus 30. All right, so we need to find, so what we're trying to find here is the length of this, the vertical height of that cable that's 60 feet from one of the uprights. So what I'm going to do is I know that that point there is going to be 60 feet from the edge. So that means that this is going to be, the x-coordinate of this is going to be 140, and we are trying to find the y-coordinate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub in 140 for x, and I'm going to solve for y here. Well, if I take 140 squared and divide it by the 571.4, I'm going to get 34.32 is equal to y minus 30. And if I add 30 to both sides, I'm going to get 64.32. So that means that vertical cable would be around 64.3